What's up, gamers? Welcome to Gamer Rant. My name's Kevin. In today's episode, I'm going to be talking to you, I'm going to be discussing Jirard, the Completionist, and I'm going to be pointing out two specific parts of his response to the accusations made against the organization that I take issue with. Now, granted, I take issue with the entire thing because ultimately he didn't really supply any verifiable evidence.
Now, to further provide context on the Open Hand Foundation, my mother got sick when I was young. She was diagnosed with frontotemporal degeneration, a form of dementia that far too often goes undiagnosed or misdiagnosed. I was 10 years old when signs of her dementia started showing up. She was officially diagnosed with FTD 4 years later when I was 14, and she died when I was 25. My mom's battle with this disease lasted nearly 15 years. And after experiencing the struggles and hardships of caring for someone with dementia, we decided to start a foundation in her honor. Before this, my family had been donating money as well as...
Let me give you a little food for thought. My grandmother, my dad's mom, passed away from dementia. All right? It was a struggle because our grandfather had passed away before I even graduated high school from throat cancer. No, he didn't smoke. And she was left alone for a lot of years. And for me, I think it really did something to her like it would most people. So she sat in a house all by herself. And then later she was diagnosed with dementia. They eventually got her one of those life alert things, and they had to take it away from her because she would use it for things that were not an emergency. She wanted somebody to talk to. She wanted something to drink. She wanted somebody to turn the TV on. Someone to get her mail. Any nonsensical thing you could think of, she would use Life Alert for that. So they eventually had to take it away from her. Now, the reason why I mention this is that, yes, it is a struggle, and it's sad for anyone, even Jirard and his family, to go through this. But at the end of the day, get the fuck in line. You're not the only one. Besides the fact that how and why the organization started bears no context or weight objectively to the accusations being made against the organization. This is playing the sympathy card, and it is peakness of doing exactly that. My grandmother, my mom's mom, passed away from Alzheimer's. There are plenty of people out there in this world like me, and even people with dementia, who went to a loved one that was diagnosed with either of those, and knowing the feeling, who are you? Everyone has also had a moment like myself where my grandfather, 2 weeks before he passed away, we went and visited him. Was the last time I ever hugged him. And that rationalization didn't set in at that time, but it set in after I was there at his memorial. That was the last time I ever hugged my grandpa. The reality of it is, it's a sad story. There's plenty of people out there that have those same exact moments. We all, ironically, share death. Whether it's natural, unnatural, in some way, shape, or form with each other. It is something we can all relate to. But the one thing we can't relate to is people that will use said deaths of a person to try to play the sympathy card. And you know what? Even if the IRS or whoever comes out, they investigate it and they figure out that, oh, hey, nothing was done, he's still a fucking piece of shit for doing this. You can't sit here and tell me that you are missing your mother. You want to create this organization in her name, but then try and basically slander her name, piss on her name, shit on her name by trying to use it to play sympathy from people. If you ask me, that's more disgusting than any potential embezzlement or accusations made against the organization.
Formation. When my mother passed away in 2013, we donated her brain and spinal cord to the same academics and doctors we worked with to further advance their research. There's a link in the description to her autopsy report that confirms her brain and spinal cord were both donated to science. This was an extremely personal decision for us. Because of my family's history, we had considered all legacy efforts that we had personally made to be a part of the Open Hand Foundation's history, which ultimately led to its creation. Now here's another...
Again, we're playing the sympathy card. Because, two, he makes us out of this, somehow this is a hard decision. I could tell you right now that my own parents are, in that 60s area. My dad both of them have their own medical issues that follow them. And if somebody came to me, hey, this is what your parent had, we would like this so we could research this. It wouldn't even be a hard decision for me. I'd be like, sure, why not? What this comes down to is the sympathy card again. As if somehow this was a hard decision. Feel sorry for me. It's like, this isn't a case where like his mom had some kind of contagious disease and we got to burn the body. This was them making a decision, which, by the way, it bears no context to the accusations made against the organization itself. Once again, this is objectively an iteration of someone using somebody's name for sympathy. And whether him and his family turn out to be guilty or innocent, or the organization or someone in the organization turn out to be innocent and or guilty, it's still, can we all agree this is still pretty fucking shitty of him to do? It's a pretty piece of shit thing. Like if I was subscribed to him and he was found innocent, or they were found innocent, I still wouldn't go back and resubscribe to him. Because he decided to use his mom's name as evidence to play that sympathy card. It bears no context. It's not evidence in any way that debunks or rebuttals any of the accusations made against the organization. It is 100% playing the sympathy card. And whether or not the organization, him, family members, whoever, is either innocent or proven guilty, objectively still makes him a piece of shit. That he would sit there and use his mom's name to try to deflect and play the sympathy card, which ironically, I think as we can all agree, is a rather suspicious that he's trying to play the sympathy card, and it doesn't help him. It makes him look more guilty than innocent. I hope you enjoyed this video in some fashion or form, and remember gamers, if you're not voicing your thoughts and concerns about the bullshit in gaming, or some of the people that are a part of the community and doing bullshit things, you just might be a part of the motherfucking problem.